Should you play Destiny 2 in 2021? More specifically, should you play the new season, Season of the Chosen? Over the years since Destiny 1, but especially since Shadowkeep, players have mostly come in for the big moments and left when the game gets dry, which is basically about 2 weeks to a month after each new DLC. However, during some of these smaller seasonal content drops throughout the year, there are weapons and activities that make the game occasionally worth playing, even if only for that moment. These usually come in the form of new exotic quests, newer returning raids, and seasonal activities that on rare occasion happen to be especially rewarding or fun. Season of the Chosen comes with new story in the form of a couple cutscenes and quests, the new Battlegrounds seasonal activity, new weapons and armor, a new social space called Helm, and 2 new exotics. The first of these exotics is the new Tikum's Divination Bow. Think the smart pistol from Titanfall if it were a bow in Destiny with really good aim assist. The other is the quote-unquote mystery secret exotic quest as per usual. We don't have official confirmation on this as of yet, but the going theory in the community on which exotic is returning via that quest, we think it might be the first curse, but that's just a rumor as of yet. Because this content is being drip-fed over the whole season, we haven't gotten to experience it all just yet. That said, we have gotten to play some of the main pieces of this season, namely Battlegrounds, and because that's going to be where a lot of time is spent this season, it does set the tone, and thus, these are my initial reactions to Season of the Chosen. The cutscenes and story we've seen so far are actually pretty good. My only real complaint here is that you're thrust into the initial mission with no time to prepare yourself or your loadout. While the new Battlegrounds activity is certainly a huge step above last season's Wrathborn hunts, it's still pretty simple and repetitive, and without some sort of a weekly rotation or maybe some progressively harder mechanics in future Battlegrounds, this will get stale pretty quickly. As I'm editing this, I also just noticed the weekly challenges tab for Battlegrounds, and I'm going to put it here on the screen. There's actually some extra rewards you can get per week, and this definitely, I think, would increase the incentive for doing Battlegrounds, even if it does get a little bit more stale, so definitely a step up in this area. The new social space called Helm has all the Season Pass only content that would normally have gone in the tower. It has a Postmaster, Vault Kiosk, Prismatic Recaster, Umbral Decoder, and a new vendor that's literally just a table. Occasionally, NPCs teleport in and out of the war table area for specific moments in the quest, and when they just can't be asked to come all that way to see you, they just Zoom call you instead. On a rather interesting side note, I happened to figure out that you can somehow double jump in this space, which isn't something that's usually allowed in any other social space. Not sure if there's a reason we're going to find out much later in the season, or maybe they just were too lazy to remove that. Overall, the new Helm social space looks great. It makes me feel like I'm in my own private skybox, but making it a separate zone that I have to go to the director, select, and load into just feels like a wasted loading screen since it's already technically in the tower. But for all we know, it may not stay in the tower the entire season, so this may have been the correct choice. Barring any massive surprises, secrets that blow me away, or the things that I've mentioned previously in this video, this season is still good, but it's no season of opulence. It's certainly worth logging in and playing at least long enough to get your season pass over with, get all the main attraction loot like the exotics or the main weapons that happen to be pretty good, maybe even some god rolls, but don't bother trying to no-life this game for the next 3 months.